Live from WPRI 12, this is The Rhode Show, the place for what's hot and happening. You're having fun, eating well, and living life on The Rhode Show.
Good morning and welcome to The Rhode Show. It is Monday, February 6, 2012, and I'm Will Gilbert.
Good morning, I'm Michaela Johnson.
And I'm Mary Larson.
How about those Red Sox?
Yeah, go Bruins, right?
Yay!
That's what I'm thinking, Tori.
Yeah, what a night.
Michaela and I are in our morning clothes right now. We're
it was a tough
feeling
night for everybody, huh?
It was difficult.
Yeah.
Let's just say
You okay today?
Clock ticked down and I said, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't stick around for much
on.
afterwards.
Moving on.
I had a good meal. That made me happy. Food was great.
Food is always great.
But
It
everything
helps.
else was not so much fun to, not so much fun to watch.
I think I ate a little too much, too, because I was getting frustrated.
Yeah,
no!
I did too.
All right, I'll go grab another cookie or something.
All right, it was a tough morning. It is a tough morning for Pats fans, and by now you know the Giants won their fourth Super Bowl with a final score of 21-17. Giants quarterback Eli Manning again hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy after another game-winning fourth-quarter drive. And just like in 2008, Eli was again named the Super Bowl MVP. On the streets of New York's Times Square, it was looking more like New Year's Eve last night, with fans celebrating well into the night. Mayor Bloomberg announced a victory parade will be held for the team tomorrow. Yay.
Enjoy it. No, you do have to love those parades. I mean, you think back to when all of our Boston teams were winning and stuff. So, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of riots too.
Yeah, well,
There always are.
I don't understand the riots. I don't get the riots.
The celebratory riots?
Well, the celebratory
Or the other
riots.
one?
Which one are you participating in?
I won't say.
Michaela's out flipping cars.
By myself.
By herself, yes. Exactly, by herself.
All right. Well, the Pats lost. Moving on. But what did you guys think of the Super Bowl commercials?
There were some decent ones.
Were they winning or losing? According to USA Today, the most popular ad was this one right here. Is the Doritos Sling Baby commercial. Another popular Dorito commercial was the Man's Best Friend one right there. Other popular ads were the M&M's Just My Shell commercial, which I love, and the Volkswagen Dog Strikes Back commercial. Although overall, many people say they found the ads to be pretty boring. What did you guys think?
I don't know if it was that it took away a lot of the luster because we got to see a lot of the commercials beforehand.
Yeah.
The Dorito Sling Baby, it was good, but it wasn't my favorite.
I loved the other Doritos commercial.
I like the other one
Here's
myself.
the dog, burying the cat, and he bribes his owner with the Doritos.
That was the funny one, and the other thing we were talking about this morning, the Pepsi one with Elton John.
Yes.
It looked good. I mean, the look of it was great. But
you just felt awkward watching it.
It felt awkward.
And I think,
really
I don't know about you, but I didn't see either of the Doritos commercials beforehand. And I really wonder how much of seeing the other commercials ahead of time really played a part into my not laughing as much.
Well, I watched the Ferris Bueller one beforehand, and I still enjoyed it.
No, that was so fun. And the other thing I know now is after seeing the Fiat commercial with the Italian girl, I want to buy a Fiat.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That doesn't surprise me much.
That's it. All right, well, of course, Tom Brady was very upset after the game, but luckily his supermodel wife, Giselle, came to console him. The Brazilian supermodel was in the stands as she watched the Patriots take on the Giants, and in a very rare public display of affection, she ran down to give Tom a hug after they lost. Tom looked appreciative, but later said, quote, "It always comes down to one or two plays in this game, and if you make it, you're celebrating. If you don't, well, then you're not sleeping for a whole week."
I don't know if they can say that. It was one or two plays.
Yeah,
there was
more.
a lot of things. I mean, let's look at how they start. First play of the game, safety. They awarded the other team 2 points.
Yeah.
That alone just...
It was something. At first, it looked almost like they were confused, like nobody knew where they had to be.
Then they had too many men on the field.
Yeah, too many men on the field.
That's the dumbest penalty of all.
It was just a dirty game all around. At least it was exciting because it was back and forth, and you were biting your nails, but nobody really knew what they were doing.
Okay, we're going to take a deep breath and let it go. We have a great show coming up on the way this morning. Let's check out what's coming up. Patriot fans are still mourning last night's Super Bowl loss. Hear from locals in India about the painful end. Plus, we're talking about the halftime show from Madonna's performance to an obscene gesture from MIA. Did you love it or hate it?
And in the kitchen, here's some comfort food for the Pats fans out there. We're making gnocchi with a Federal Hill favorite, the Blue Grotto. Learn to make this recipe at home.
Plus, we're taking you on the job to bring you inside a local organization that is now hiring. Find out more about the jobs that are available and how you can make a difference in a young girl's life.
Then a look at some of the early submissions for our annual Big Break contest. Check out the bands and find out more about the contest. We're giving one local music act the chance to have their music played in the American Idol finale.
Patriot fans lucky enough to have a ticket to the game left very disappointed. Neka Nwosu caught up with some of them. She has more from Indianapolis.
Well, it was difficult to talk to New Englanders after the game. Many disappointed with the outcome. The word deja vu came up a lot. What did you think about the game?
Painful. Very painful.
Painful?
Yes.
Very painful. It's deja vu to 2007. We were there then, we are here now, and it's terrible.
Did it feel like deja vu?
Yes, it did. It did.
Yeah, it was really fun, but I didn't like the results.
It was a fantastic game, really exciting.
How did you feel when the Giants scored that last touchdown?
It's tough.
It was a great game. It was a really good game. We had opportunities, we had chances, and we just didn't capitalize. It's a great game.
It could have gone a little better for us, but it came down to the last throw, and that's what everybody predicted.
Yep, I agree. Same thing. Last throw.
Did you still have a good time?
Yes, we did.
A great time. Indy's a great town.
Yeah, I thought Tom Brady did a great job. You know, what's going to happen? We love him. What are you going to do?
2 missed passes, that's all it takes.
Yeah, that's all it
Still
takes.
a great season.
All of the fans say they enjoyed the Super Bowl, they enjoyed the season. They would have enjoyed it a lot more if the Patriots had won Super Bowl 46. In Indianapolis, for the Rhode Show, I'm Neka Nwosu.
It's supposed to be one of the most romantic days of the year, but for many guys, it can also be one of the most stressful. We're talking about Valentine's Day. So we've teamed up with shopping trend follower Brittany Levine to talk about great gift ideas for the ladies in your life. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's always stressful. Me for one. You know, Valentine's Day comes around, and even like, you know, a week before, I'm one of the last minute guys.
It's very hard, but I've tried to find the most unique gifts that add a little personal touch as well this occasion. Starting off with the girl with the sweet tooth.
These are great.
Yes, these are from Simply Sweet Arrangements. What's so amazing about them is that you can customize a personal message on each display. So this is actually combined with M&Ms. You have their lollipops that they hand mold here, as well as the individual chocolate box that they have. This starts at $27.99 and this goes to $57.99 online.
And the great thing about this is not the regular just box of chocolates. I mean, it's personalized for the, you know, for that special person in your life.
Exactly, and all made fresh to ship on their website.
Okay, next up, we have beauty products here, right?
These are by Persephone. They're the hottest product in Hollywood right now, all made with certified fair trade ingredients and organic products. You can go online and buy them on their website.
They smell great.
Really, really nice. This is my favorite product. They have the Nanule bath. You can actually see some of the particles here. And celebrities like Carmen Hawk are a fan of these in Hollywood. Really, really great for the beauty guru this Valentine's Day.
And you know what else? I mean, you know, we were talking about how nice it smells. It's not like overpowering either. It's not like, you know, some people are like,
very
oh,
natural.
Man, yeah,
very
it is.
natural.
It's very natural, yeah. And if you have a tech-savvy woman in your life, these are really nice.
I confess, I'm one of those girls that are glued to
I can see by your name.
my iPhone. Yes, they actually, these are by Caseable, and they customize this iPad case for me. They're really dedicated at Caseable to creating the personalized look. You can actually use a photo. They have different patterns, different designs.
Oh, you can? You can put a photo that you like on there? And
yes,
put on there?
yeah.
That's
so
great.
if it's a photo of you and your Valentine, it might make for a great present.
Right.
These start at $49.90, and the laptop sleeves go to $69.90 on their website.
They're really, really nice.
Thank you.
You'll be the envy of all your tech-savvy lady friends.
Definitely, definitely. You'll definitely be noticed on the go.
Absolutely. Okay, what's up next?
Sure. These are necklaces by Live Worldly. I found these from a company in Denver that imports jewelry from Brazil and all over the world. They actually have protected amulets on the front and the back, and you wear them on the front and the back like this to ward off ill will and bring you good luck.
Nice.
So I love the jewelry with meaning, and they start at $28, go to $56. Aesthetically pleasing, but also a little personal meaning in there as well.
That's really nice. Okay, fashion ladies, what do we have here?
Yes, these are from MadisonPlus.com. I'm always looking for the hottest website out there. It's for the fashion-forward, plus-size, full-figured woman because you want to make sure that every woman has a chance to look fashionable, look stylish. This is a dress by Anna Scholes that you can find on their website at MadisonPlus.com. They also have ASOS there as well, and that's a great jacket because if you're not going on a Valentine's Day date and you want to go out with your girlfriends,
you still want to look good, right?
Of course. course. So they have tons of options that they've curated this Valentine's Day. Their founder, Amy Cheshire, has presented you with tons of options that you can wear on February 14th.
And I know the ladies, some people in here were looking at the jacket that you have there.
I'm all about the blazer this season, especially with an added sequin touch.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for coming in. These are great tips for everybody. Okay. And for all the links for all these items, so the guys can find them online, and the ladies out there, or you can leave a hint for your honey, just check out the website. All the info is on WPRI.com.
This morning in the Rhode Show kitchen, we are cooking with GoProvidence.com, getting tips from the pros, and today's pro is Chef Joseph Saltamacchia from the Blue Grotto. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You have a great dish that we're making today. What is it?
Gnocchi al forno.
Gnocchi al forno. Okay, I love gnocchi. Tell us how to make it and what ingredients we'll need.
Over here we have, those are 2 Idaho potatoes. They're blanched, peeled blanched, and cooled down. There's 2 eggs, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. And then that's type 00 flour. It's the same as AP flour, it's just ground up finer, so it makes a softer pasta. It makes it more tender, so you don't end up with gnocchis that taste like little rocks.
All right, now you're saying they're gnocchi al forno. So what's the al forno part of it? Why are they?
Once we boil them, we're going to toss them with the sauce really quick, and then we're going to top them with fresh mozzarella cheese and bake them in the oven.
Nice. Now you can have gnocchi as all different kinds of flavors, right? What are some of the ones
we actually make a sweet potato gnocchi as well. We put that with brandy cream sauce and fennel. That's actually going to be on the menu tomorrow starting. We'll also have these obviously as well.
Great, so you can definitely get these for dinner, maybe a little Valentine's date as well. You were telling me too that you guys are already busy getting reservations.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is going to be really busy, but I'm looking forward to it.
So should people call in now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, get your reservation. The Blue Grotto. And remind everyone where you guys are located.
It's 210 Atwells Ave in Providence, right on Federal Hill.
Gotta love the hill, right? Perfect Valentine's date. All right, we're going to get this started in just a little bit, get things cooking. For now, back to you.
Today in The Modern Parent, whether you love snow or hate it, it can be challenging to come up with fun activities for the whole family, when all you really want to do is just hibernate. Well, the Children's Workshop is here to share some ideas.
Even though the winter winds may be blowing, there are still family-friendly activities to do in southern New England.
You should be getting up and moving and going outside. Whether it's cold or not, just limit the time if it's too cold. As long as you're dressed for the weather, you can go outside, go on a hike.
You could cut down pine, which would also make your house smell good. Add berries and different twigs. Instant free decoration.
Go for a hike, go with your children, take a bag, collect different things, and you can make an array of little arrangements around the house with your children. And it kind of shows them a sense of accomplishment. I went for a walk with my family. This is what we put together.
Even though this year has been very mild with very little snow accumulation, there are still a few places nearby creating man-made snow.
But you can find the places to go. You can find snow.
After a couple of frigid days, you and your family may start to suffer from the dreaded cabin fever. Luckily, inexpensive arts and crafts can be done inside the house.
Cornstarch and water, equal parts, you mix it, and it simulates snow. You pick it up, and it's hard. As soon as it hits your hands, it kind of melts in your hands. So it gives children a sensory project to do. Young children can do it, older children can do it, adults really enjoy it.
Snow, I'm making orange snow.
Using shaving cream and glue, equal parts, stir it up, get some construction paper or any kind of paper. You can use newspaper and have them paint it. It dries a very fluffy, cottony feel, and the children love doing projects and posting them in the house.
You'll be surprised how long your children will sit during these activities. Also, these activities are super simple to clean up, using just water and soap. Another way to help your children stay healthy is by cooking nutritious meals in the house.
You can make pizzas with multi-grain English muffins or wheat. You can do little kinds of vegetables with dips, but having the children participate in the healthy food, going for a walk, makes them want to do it more, and you are helping guide them do that.
You can take day trips to Connecticut and go on sleigh rides through farms, or head to Salem, Massachusetts for the Chocolate Lovers Ice Sculpture Festival. You can also plan a trip to the Newport Winter Festival. There's going to be sand castles and all different types of activities for families to do. For this and more information, head to WPRI.com.
Today in Project Fitness, you never want it to happen to you, but the truth is people are threatened and attacked every day. Learning self-defense techniques can help anyone protect and defend themselves, plus it's a great workout. So we're taking you to a local gym to master the art of self-defense.
They're going to squeeze.
It can happen within seconds. Someone has caught you off guard and now you're helpless. Or are you? The trainers at Striking Beauties in North Attleboro say everyone is able to defend themselves by learning the right technique.
With February being Domestic Violence Awareness Month and Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, we are very focused on that this month. And we'll be offering several free self-defense workshops and seminars throughout the month.
You don't even need to be a member to take a class. Striking Beauties is all about empowerment. And nothing gives you more self-confidence than knowing you can defend yourself.
One of the things that we tell people when it comes to self-defense is the #1 thing to do at all times is be aware.
Knowing your surroundings and the right moves will help in a threatening situation.
They're very simple steps that do not take a lot of strength or agility. Pretty much anybody of any size can go through these steps and be effective.
With proper instruction, learn how to defend when an attacker grabs your arm.
There's a weak part in my grip, which is right in between my thumb and my forefingers. So if you twist your wrists up and come sideways out that hole, that's going to be an effective way to get out.
When grabbed by the opposite arm, just twist. Apply the same technique if both arms are grabbed. Step back to throw your attacker off balance. This move can be particularly helpful for young kids. Because of their small size, it's easy and common for strangers to try this approach. If your aggressor tries a different tactic, like a neck hold, escape with a few easy-to-learn steps. Distract them by raising one arm, take a step forward to throw them off balance, turn to wrap their arms, allowing you to punch. Make some slight adjustments to defend against the attack coming at you from the front, raising the arm, but this time step back on the opposite leg. Still trap the arms, but hold on, that way they can't get out. Finish with an elbow to the head. Self-defense training is beneficial for everyone, especially women, at any age and against any attack, even when you feel most vulnerable.
It's the worst case scenario of the movements. You know, this is already when you can't run away. This is when you're pinned down, you're on your back, and this is something that may help get you out of that situation.
Trainer Ron shows us how to escape this difficult encounter.
She's going to lock her legs around me, nice and tight. From here, if she feels uncomfortable with anything that's going on here, any sort of strikes coming down towards her, anything of that nature, she's going to reach up with a basic grip, a basic cable grip, around the back of my neck and try and trap me down. From here, as soon as she hears a hand hit the floor, either direction, she's going to reach down with that same arm and trap towards the wrist. As soon as she traps it, she might need a little bit of leverage to get up and over, so she's going to unlock the guard, reach around the tricep to her own wrist. When she's on her own wrist, she's going to lock her guard back up and drop that shoulder back to the floor, twisting the wrist up to the sky and bringing the elbow towards your chin.
Let's go over that again. Maintain some control by locking your feet and pull the neck in tight. As soon as you hear your attacker's hand hit the floor, grab the wrist, unlock the legs, swing the opposite arm around, grabbing the wrist. You can hang on, lean back, and push their arm into discomfort.
It's either give up or snap the arm at that point.
Throughout any encounter, your best defense is what Dina likes to call the Nike effect. Run and get away as quick as possible.
If you carry yourself in a certain confident manner and you're aware of your surroundings, you have a less of a chance of being a victim.
And Striking Beauties will be offering free self-defense classes this month. To learn more about the programs at Striking Beauties, head to WPRI.com. Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, we're taking you on the job to a place that is now hiring and looking for people who want to make a difference.
And later, it's our Big Break contest. We're checking out some of this year's entries. You're watching The Rhode Show, and we're back in 90 seconds.
People want to look their best, and sometimes a plastic surgeon can help. Joining us today is Dr. Pat Sullivan, a Brown University plastic surgeon. He's also Division Chief of Cosmetic Surgery at Rhode Island Hospital and Chair of the Plastic Surgery Channel. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Doctor, tell me a little bit about how you make people look better.
Well, we try to help people as they come in. We want to make sure that they can see a board-certified plastic surgeon who specializes in the kind of techniques that they would like to have taken care of. Then if they come into our office, we'd love to sit down and find out what they're most interested in and then go through the possibilities, some of which are very exciting.
So what are some of these possibilities? What are some examples that you can do?
Well, again, I brought an example here of someone who is a wonderful woman. She'd been through a lot of stress, though. She's a cancer survivor, a lovely person, and we find that the people who have gone through a lot of stress tend to age more rapidly.
Yes.
And whether it be personal stress or stress that could be at the business or just family stress. And so what we want to do is take those appearances of stress away from the face. And she said people were telling her she looked tired, which made her feel even worse. And so then we performed a procedure on her that we've used to help over 300 people take away the puffiness and the circles from around their eyes.
Now I know that you said that she was a cancer patient, but are often this kind of symptoms and these kind of, facial problems, are they inherited?
Well, these can be inherited as well. And actually her daughter she brought in later on because she had some of the same issues, but I think stress really accelerated her problem. So she just wanted to get back looking natural again and looking like she did before, so she wasn't reminded of all the problems and the stress every time she looked in the mirror.
So what other kinds of procedures are people going to be looking for?
Well, I think a lot of people are looking for non-surgical procedures, and our younger patients would like to have things helped without going through surgery, and we find that things like frown lines can be helped just with Botox and some very simple non-surgical means. And then if there's facial deflation or things that would come with deeper wrinkles, we can use fillers such as Juvederm and Restylane, all things that don't need to go to the operating room.
Now, if Botox and fillers aren't enough to get rid of the different lines, what can patients do?
Well, sometimes, especially as we get older, Botox and fillers aren't enough, and we talk to them about surgical methods, always trying to emphasize having them have a very natural look, which is our specialty.
And then are there other types of procedures and things that are possible for other patients if they don't want to necessarily be looking at lines or underneath the eyes? What other areas might you be able to help them with?
Well, we can certainly help with areas of their eyelids, face, neck. All of these kind of things oftentimes involve surgery techniques, and what we love to do is have the patients, well, they can learn about it by going to our website, drsullivan.com, or else come in, just sit down and talk with us. We can go over all the various options that they have. Also, the Plastic Surgery Channel is a great place to get further information about how we can help.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Doctor. Very informative for all of us. And to learn more about the Plastic Surgery Channel, head on over to our website, wpri.com.
This morning we're going on the job to a local company that's now hiring, and it's a place where you can really do something meaningful. Melissa Sardelli has more.
Making a difference in a young person's life, that's the goal of a national nonprofit group looking to hire locally.
The Big Sisters of Rhode Island organization started over 50 years ago with a simple goal of matching young girls with women who can serve as role models and mentors in their lives. Last year, the local nonprofit group expanded to include young boys, something organizers say was long overdue.
Well, we know that every child, in order to become a healthy, productive adult, needs to have caring adults in their lives.
Saunders says the hope is to make matches that will last a lifetime.
One of the, I think, the greatest things about working here is that you see a match that's been around for 20 years, way past the 18-year-old cutoff time, but they really established something that was significant in both their lives.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Ocean State currently serves 500 kids a year, with plans to triple that number over the next 3 years.
Our job really is to identify those kids who are facing adversity that could use the support, the care, the friendship of another adult in their lives. So we, through a very specific and very somewhat complex process, identify adults that would be appropriate for these kids.
And with plans to expand, more staff is needed in all areas, including match specialists, mentors for military families, and
on the donation center side, we're hiring drivers. You don't need a CSL, which is great, but we do need people that can understand that the mission is what drives us. It isn't just picking up clothes. It is making a difference in the lives of kids and families.
There are also openings for community service representatives and for those looking to give back consider volunteering as a mentor.
I think it's extraordinary work, and I think that the people that work here would say the same thing, that I think we all feel blessed that we're working in this economy, but even more importantly that we get to work for Big Brothers Big Sisters is it's really exciting. It makes you want to get up in the morning and come to work.
Workers say they're proud to work for such a great cause.
I love the people that work here. We have a really good group of people that care about the organization, care about the kids that we serve.
You need to have that passion. Don't come here because you're just looking for a job. Come here because you truly love children.
And if you're interested in learning more about working at Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Ocean State, just head to our website, WPRI.com. For The Rhode Show, I'm Melissa Sardelli.
Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, we'll be back in the kitchen with the Blue Grotto making gnocchi. Find today's recipe online at WPRI.com.
Plus, Madonna making a comeback in this year's halftime show. So did she rock it, or were you expecting more? We'll talk about it next in The Buzz.
You're watching The Rhode Show on WPRI 12.
Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in The Buzz, there was a lot of hype surrounding this year's Super Bowl halftime show following last year's flop. Madonna performed some of her old songs along with a new one, but even though Madonna did her best to keep the halftime show family-friendly, fellow performer MIA flipped off the camera and cursed during Madonna's Give Me All Your Loving number. No word on what trouble that could cause the performers. Nicki Minaj also joined her on stage, along with the group LMFAO and CeeLo. And while many people were impressed by Madonna's performance, others were left saying, that's it? What'd you guys figure? What do you think?
I'd like to first start off by saying I like Madonna.
Yeah.
I think she looks very good for her age.
She's 53.
However, I was very disappointed in you, Madonna. I think you can do much better than that. First of all, she was not singing.
No.
She was not singing. LMFAO was not singing. In my opinion, the only person that looked like they were remotely singing was CeeLo Green. So props to you, CeeLo, for actually looking like you were making an effort.
Right.
She was, I don't know, her movements, she had the pom-poms. I feel like she was just trying too hard to be younger than she was.
Yeah.
I love classic Madonna songs, and I thought it was going to be a great medley, and it kind of was, but it totally lost me. I thought the highlights were those guys dancing down the bleachers and her leaving the stage.
Wow. Did you get all that?
That's how I feel.
Really? Did you get all that? Yeah, I thought, you know, I thought she did. I thought she did okay. You know, it wasn't your usual Madonna hype around her. I thought the stage was very cool, the way they had the stage going. You know, as far as her lip syncing, I did hear Elton John saying that it's very tough, and I can't believe he's sticking up for her since you know, there's no love lost. But he said it's very tough for someone to sing live at the Super Bowl because of the sound. You can't, the way you can't hear yourself sing. So that we may have to cut her a little slack on. But the performance, it was okay. I was more impressed with the, you know, with the stage itself than I was with her performance.
All right, guys. Well, I completely disagree. So here's the scoop: Madonna, 53. You are hot. You can move in ways I can't move, and I'm a lot younger than you. Second of all, everybody lip syncs. Okay, Kelly Clarkson didn't, but she stood still.
Yeah.
And if you're Elton John playing on a piano, you're sitting still. But if you were dancing and gyrating in the way that she was, there's no way, especially they have 8 minutes to set up. You can't have a sound check, you can't be doing any of those things. So everyone does, you know, have to lip sync. I love just the whole, you know, the director, props to whoever the director was, because you know, it was beautiful. I loved the bleacher stand.
Yeah, I thought it was really
that old school,
that was really
high
good.
school feel. You got the snare drums coming. The girls are dressed up like cheerleaders. I think the lamest performance was LMFAO. Like, they have this hot song right now, and you saw them for one quick second.
Yeah, just
you know, I just thought it was a neat mix. You know, granted, it's not as great as some other performances have been, but my question to you is, who have been the past 5 Super Bowl performances? And you could probably name off like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So they weren't memorable. I think Madonna was memorable. She had 8,000 tweets per second for 5 minutes.
Wow. She looked good.
I don't think they were that great. However, no, I mean, memorable, not so much. I was bored and I was sticking through it, and I think the tipping point for me was when she got on LMFAO's shoulders. I'm like, really, Madonna?
Yeah.
Come on now. That is just too far.
I think she lost step for a little while too, or it looked like she was falling or something. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
She was out of step too. I'm an old marching band person, and she was marching with the right foot first, and girlfriend its left foot.
But I mean, you know, she's 53 years old. She looked great. You got to give her that. She really did.
That's why I was given my disclaimer beforehand. I do enjoy Madonna, just not last night.
You know who was great was Kelly Clarkson with the children's chorus behind her. She didn't do a lot of elaborations on the song. It was just nice to see all these kids. She looked stunning, and you know that was her voice.
Yeah.
And she just
she really did. She did a great job.
I've always said though, I'd rather have someone actually sing it and their voice crack a few times, and maybe maybe something was a little off pitch, but I'd rather exactly.
Well, we did post this on our Facebook page today, right?
Oh yeah, we did. And I don't know if people are as heated as myself, but Mary, what are they saying?
Well, we've got Jen Forever who says, for me, it felt really stale, especially for an artist that has such a legacy. The lip singing was one factor. The inclusion of newer faces like LMFAO, Nicki Minaj, MIA, and CeeLo certainly didn't help either.
They were trying to young it up.
And I love CeeLo. I thought the whole thing was way too contrived, and it was flat out boring to watch. Kevin Oliver tells us on Facebook, my cousin Jen, originally from Rehoboth, was one of the girls in the group of the backup singers.
Good for her.
We like her.
Local girl. Nice.
And Misa Lisa, that's a fun name, says the show was tasteful. I loved the mix with the newer artists and enjoyed the ending. Madonna is a classic that still rocks it. And you can weigh in too by voting on today's poll. What do you think of the halftime show? Madonna and the rest of the crew totally rocked it, or I expected more and found it boring? So here's a look at some other topics that, aside from the Super Bowl, are trending online today. Even though she may be a little upset over her divorce from Russell Brand, Katy Perry still knows how to flirt. During her February 4th performance, Katy dedicated her sultry song, Peacock, to none other than Tim Tebow. Supposedly, her evangelical Christian parents have been trying to set up the two, so who knows? The Cinnamon Challenge is a dare game in which a person attempts to swallow a spoonful of cinnamon without vomiting or inhaling the powder. Thousands of videos with people attempting the challenge have been uploaded onto YouTube, and here's one of them which has gone viral. I would not recommend you're trying this at home.
All right, here you go.
Wondered what it would be like to be a hula hoop? Well, today's your lucky day. A word of caution. This video may make you dizzy. This creative video shows an unusual perspective of the world from the perspective of a hula hoop going round and round. I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results. For now, back to the kitchen. Will?
Thanks. We are back in the kitchen, and we are getting tips from the pro, Go Providence, and we're here with Chef Joe from Blue Grotto.
Yes.
And we're making gnocchi, and is it tough to make?
No, it's very easy, and that's what I'm here to show you today. So far in this mixer right here, I put the potatoes that were already blanched, 2 eggs, salt and pepper, and a little extra virgin olive oil, and then I started mixing it, and I slowly add the flour until the dough comes off of the bowl, and that's how you know that it's ready. It's still a little sticky to the touch, but not very sticky. So.
And do you want it to be a little sticky? I mean,
you do, because if you add too much flour, then you can get really tough.
Move this out of your way just a little bit. All right, so we're going to put this. We have our
cutting board here. You got a little bit of flour and a little bit of semolina on there to stop it from sticking.
Okay.
This right here.
And then we can just put a little more flour on there. Make it easier to mat
you don't want it to stick. Yeah. So what you do is you flatten it out first, about 1 inch thick, and then you start cutting these strips off here.
And that's what we'll make into smaller pieces later.
Exactly. And so take about 3 of those off.
Okay.
And then why don't you roll these out like a log.
All right, so we'll cut some of these, slice this up. How long are we going to let this dough sit for? I mean, to get to this height.
You don't have to let it sit at all, actually. There's no yeast in here.
All right, so it's not going to rise, so we don't have to worry about that.
No.
All right, so we'll slice that up like this. And how big are we going to, how much is this going to actually make?
This will make enough for about 4 to 6 people, depending if it's an appetizer or an entree.
All right, we'll roll that out, and then we'll slice these up a little more.
Once you got these rolled up like this, let me see that knife real quick. You just cut them just like this.
And to make it small. And how much is this going to make?
Enough for 4 to 6 people.
Oh, good. All right. So that's not bad at all.
So then once you got those cut like that, just put a little bit more semolina on there so they don't stick to each other.
So they don't stick?
And then you take this. This is called a gnocchi paddle.
Where can we get this?
Probably like Williams-Sonoma, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm not really sure.
Because a lot of people will see that and panic. They're like, that's the one thing I don't have that I need.
If you don't have this, you can actually use a fork or the bottom of like a colander that has ridges on it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Just to put the shape on it. Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't really that important of a tool.
All right.
But you take the gnocchi on here, and what you want to do, it's like rolling a meatball, but you're holding the paddle in your hand, and then just roll it right off.
And is that's to get the ridges,
the ridges
in it, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, we are going to continue to make this here, get everything ready, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes and cook some of the stuff up. Back to you.
Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, just because the Super Bowl is over doesn't mean you can't enjoy a super meal. Our TV maitre d' takes us to a steakhouse that you need to check out. Plus, our Big Break contest is back, and we're looking for local talent. We'll take a look at some of the entries, plus tell you how to enter. You're watching The Rhode Show. We're back in just 90 seconds. Today in Quick Bites, the Super Bowl may be over, but that doesn't mean you still can't eat like a quarterback. Our TV maitre d' touches down at a popular steakhouse. Here's Joe Zito with more.
Well, if you like football and you like a great steak, you're going to love Fred and Steve Steakhouse right here at Twin River Casino.
You could say that former NFL stars turned New England media celebs Fred Smirlis and Steve Diassi are two guys who sell the sizzle and the steak. But really, a place this classy from old numbers 76 and 99?
We're kind of rough and tumble guys. We're motorcycle riders, we're cigar smokers, we love a good steak, and I can see how a lot of people would get that impression, but the fact is, traveling throughout the country, and especially in the NFL and in our TV responsibilities, we've gone to all the best steakhouses in the country. And when we started talking about this, we said, we want some place that's as good as any place in the country, but we also want some place that guys are comfortable, people feel good about being there, and they don't get some little foo-foo dinner. They get a nice big steak, top quality, the best you can find. And we said, as we went along, we said, let's just do it as high-end as we possibly can, and this is the end result. When we first started looking at designs, we saw a lot of places that were hip and trendy, and Fred and I very quickly realized that we're neither hip nor trendy. What we are is large guys that like great food and that want to be comfortable in the atmosphere. Chairs that you don't have to worry about collapsing, and just a scenario where people enjoy the whole experience between the service and the food and the ambiance. Everything seems to work perfectly.
Today, Steve still proudly wears the Super Bowl ring he won with the Giants. And though Fred never got a ring, he did play in 5 Pro Bowls with the Bills. So I just had to ask.
You got the Super Bowl ring. Is that why he got the Fred and Steve's? I mean, did you ever think about Steve and Fred's? There's a nice ring to it.
I started saying the names 1,000 times each, and 1,000 times each, and about 3 in the morning I called up Fred and I said, Fred, I give up. It's Fred and Steve's. It's not Steve and Fred's. It just sounds better. It rolls better. And I always think age before beauty also.
I'm TV maitre d' Joe Zito with this week's Quick Bite.
Time now for some weird news. Technology appears to have gone to the cats. A new iPad app out of Australia has been created just to keep your cat busy. It's the ideal playmate for indoor cats prone to getting into trouble. It works by shuffling through 3 different games. As you can see, it's piqued these cats' interest. Look at them go.
Goodness. Wait, oh, look at that.
I get panicked when my kids touch the iPad. Never mind the cats. Look at them. They look like they're loving it.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I wonder if that'll scratch your screen.
That's what I was wondering too. All right, there's a new way for residents of Indiana to get their Girl Scout cookies. The Lafayette Troop has opened up its own drive-thru. Good idea.
Love it.
That's right. The girls have set up a station in a supermarket parking lot where cars can drive right up to their table by making it easier for customers. They say they hope to sell even more cookies.
I bet.
Good
We're lazy.
idea.
We're lazy. Give me my cookies in the car.
Yeah, I can't even get out of my own car to get my Girl Scout cookies. That is a great idea. Good thinking, ladies. And here in the States, it's debate after debate as the 2012 presidential election slowly creeps near. But in Russia, forget about the polls. People are showing their support for their favorite candidate with coffee. A coffee shop there is offering up lattes with a portrait of customers preferred candidate made out of cocoa. On the top of the foam, the coffee shop says people are tired of the same old thing, so they hope this idea gives the campaign a little jolt.
That is so cool.
Is awesome.
Can you imagine your face being in a latte?
I love that.
I'll take a Michaela latte.
Yeah.
McLatte. That doesn't sound right.
How they put the cocoa to get the picture so right on?
I don't know. Is it stencil?
It may be a
stencil.
stencil. It could be. Is that what it was? Okay. All right, that's what it was.
They were cheating.
Maybe there's an app for that.
I'd still mess that up.
A latte.
Yeah, will latte.
Yours works better.
I will have a will latte.
Not a Michelotte. No. That just sounds like an Irish. I don't know what that is. All right, still to come this morning on The Road Show. We're going to be back in the kitchen making up that gnocchi. Don't forget, you can cook along with us at WPRI.com. We'll be right back. Back in the Road Show kitchen this morning, cooking with Chef Celso Macchia, and we are Italian today. We're making gnocchi.
All right.
And that's it. How are we doing this?
Right now we're just going to finish the sauce. I started with about an ounce of butter in the pan.
Okay.
I'm just going to start to melt that. And this is our house pomodoro sauce. These gnocchis are great because you can put them with any sauce that you like.
Ooh, that
you
looks
like
good.
bolognese.
Oh, that's
or
perfect.
regular tomato sauce or meatballs, whatever you'd like.
Very versatile dish.
That's easy enough.
The gnocchis also, as you saw us rolling them in the last segment, you could actually roll those out into a sheet tray and freeze them, and then put them in Ziploc bags, so you can like come home, take them out of the freezer, drop them right in boiling water,
and you're
ready
good to go.
in like 10 minutes. Yeah.
And we already started. Yeah, I was going to say we already started to boil these.
And these when they're done, they'll just start to float. They look like they want to jump out of the pan. That's how you tell if the gnocchis are ready.
Okay, we can already kind of see some of them.
Yeah, they're starting to move around.
Now, do these stick together? Because I know sometimes when you make pasta, you don't want the noodles to stick.
That's why when you make them, you coat them with a little bit of semolina and the flour, and you lay them out like on a cookie sheet, so they freeze individually, and then you put them back into a Ziploc bag, so they're all frozen.
So you don't get one big clump.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
All right.
There's the trick.
Yeah. So once the sauce comes up to a boil, I'm going to put a little bit of fresh basil.
Okay.
Yum.
And then if you want to grab that Parmesan cheese right there, I'll slide this over for you.
Over here. And just grate a little bit of this in here?
Yeah. You want to go like about a quarter cup.
The name of the cheese.
Big hunk.
That's
or just a quarter of the cheese. I love how the name of the cheese is imprinted on the outside.
They brand it so you tell that it's from a certain region in Italy. It's from
cheese is breaking up very easy.
Yeah.
It's nice and fresh.
It is nice and fresh.
Sign of freshness.
Big hunk just came right off. But that's always okay.
That's okay, yeah.
All right.
And when we're cooking this in, what heat are we at on our stove?
It's on medium right now.
Okay.
The home stove's a little bit. It doesn't get as hot as the one in the kitchen. So if I tell you it's medium, it could be like high for.
Okay.
Right, for your kitchen.
Yeah. Let me grab this chunk.
Hey, it looks good in there.
All right, I'll leave that. I'll make sure you get that plate.
All right.
Oh, look at.
See, they're just about
Our
ready.
gnocchis are already floating at the top.
Yep.
Jumping
so
out, if you will.
Just grab this right here.
Drain that out.
Yeah. And these could go right into the sauce, just like this.
Oh,
wow.
That looks good.
Yep.
That's so simple.
You just want to grate a little bit more cheese on top. I like when the cheese actually sticks to the fresh pasta, like in the sauce.
You're going to trust me with this thing?
Yeah. We'll just put that whole block in there.
The whole block in there. All right, so we'll get a little more of this on here.
Yep.
And these are so simple. I mean, to me, making pasta or anything like that at home is you buy the box and you pour it in the water.
Pour it in. But I mean, this is really fresh. I mean, this looks great.
And it's simple. So is this? I mean, gnocchis seem easier to make than other kinds of pasta.
Yeah, because you don't need to deal with the machine and rolling it out to a certain thickness and trying to make the ravioli stick together after you fill them, all that stuff.
So you don't need any other pieces of equipment other than your hands and that. What was that? That stone that you were using?
Paddle.
The paddle.
The paddle.
That's what it was.
And I also like the idea of being able to freeze these. So, I mean, there are times when you don't feel like cooking, when you get home, you can just take them out, throw them in,
every day,
and you're good to every day. Yes, it is every day.
Right from the freezer and right into the boiling water. You don't let them defrost at all. It's perfect.
Oh, wow.
And how long are we going to let this go? Now you get fancy on us.
Just until they're well coated and the sauce reduces a little bit. So these are actually good to go. We're going to go right back into this casserole right here.
All right.
Because what makes them al forno is when we bake them in the oven with the fresh mozzarella.
Okay. So
okay.
Step back. That looks good. Looking good.
So I'll turn that off. It's a little bit more fresh Parmesan Reggiano cheese.
Wow.
And the fresh mozzarella.
So good.
Right here. This is actually homemade mozzarella. We actually make this in the restaurant.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it goes on our salad and it goes on top of this gnocchi. We make that caprese salad.
That looks fantastic.
So then we just throw these right in the oven, just until the cheese melts. You don't really have to heat it because it's already pretty hot.
Okay, what temperature is our oven at?
The oven's at 350. They take, at home, it'll probably take about 10 minutes to make the cheese melt and nice and golden brown on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yum.
That looks good. Okay, and then we have our finished.
Yep. Yeah,
finished
right
one,
here.
the magic
that out.
TV.
There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that, how it melted.
Wow!
Now, do
All
you want
right.
it a little crispy on top? Is that how
Just a little bit
Just
crispy,
a little
yeah.
bit crispy on
Yep.
top. Okay.
And then this is just a piece of fresh basil for garnish.
Okay.
Here you go, Will.
Thank you. Give this a taste here.
And tell us again about your restaurant. You have dishes just like this.
Yep, this is actually on the menu, and something we're really starting to promote. Starting Friday, we're going to do $3 small plates at the bar anytime. We're going to be open from 12 noon till 10 o'clock every day. So $3 small plates, it's all small appetizers, small bites and stuff, and $3 wine taste. So it's like a good promotion.
Wow,
Starting
and
on Friday.
super affordable too.
Oh yeah, yep.
Come on,
This
Michaela,
is
dig in.
fantastic.
Dig
All
in.
right,
Dig in,
I'm
dig
gonna
in. We don't
try
have
it.
Take a taste.
Homemade too. Will, did you roll out this one?
Well, maybe not that one. All right. This
Wow.
is fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
For all these recipes, you can head over to our website at WPRI.com.
It's the Rhode Show's Big Break. Each year we look for local music talent to help show us what they've got for a chance to win some great prizes, including a music video produced by Cardi's Furniture, which is going to air during the American Idol finale. Let's take a look at some of the bands who've already entered.
You say that I'm hard to read, can't tell what's on my mind. Well, just take a look in my bar tab. The answer's not far behind, 'cause I drink tequila when I'm happy, whiskey when I'm sad, rum and coke when I'm telling jokes, and vodka when I'm mad. I'll drink 2 shots of Jägermeister when I'm thinking of you. And if I think I'll cry, I'll drink a bottle of rye, and that's all I can do. I can't take your shame away. I can make you want to stay. Maybe I don't want you. That we could be someday a part of you and a part of me. It's my mistake. Oh, why don't you believe in me? Please tell me what to do.
Famous. I think it was just in the Cat iPad app commercial as well. So if you think you've got what it takes, you can enter now by heading to foxprovidence.com. All you have to do is upload a video of your performance of an original song. You have until Sunday, March 4th to enter. For all the contest rules, head on over to foxprovidence.com now to check it out. Still ahead on The Rhode Show, we're going to be checking back in with your answer to today's web poll. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Time to check back in with today's web poll. We asked, what did you think of the halftime show with Madonna? 80% of you said, I expected more and found it boring, whereas 20% of you said Madonna and the rest of the crew totally rocked it. Back to you.
Thanks, Mary. Coming up tomorrow on The Rhode Show, this Valentine's Day, show your love for Providence. Get ready to rock at the iHeart Providence. We have a performance from our local band who will be at the upcoming event.
Plus, we'll be making some sweet treats in the kitchen that you'll also be able to find at the party in Providence. Thanks for joining us on The Rhode Show.
And for more information on anything you've seen here on the show, just head to our website, WPRI.com.
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day.
Bye.